Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video I'm going to vlog a how I found out I was pregnant video. Let's get started. I am now 31 weeks pregnant and I haven't had any symptoms really so far other than nausea. My nausea definitely came back and hit me hard. Like, I don't know what's going on. I guess it's because it's in the third trimester, but like, I'm definitely nauseous. Like, it hasn't gotten to a point where anything actually comes out, but I find myself probably 60% of the day just feeling nauseous. Like, I could throw up, but I don't. So, let me go to my notes real quick because I ramble. And then on Friday, I go to my follow-up appointment and just to check up and see what's going on. Hopefully they can tell me a little bit about like how much she weighs or is measured, because I kind of want to know and I haven't really been able to figure out exactly. So I don't know when they start doing that, but so it's now September. I'm waiting for October because I love October. So yeah, fall's coming. I'm so excited. Alright, I'm lost right now. Okay, so in February, me and Josiah had just started dating. We went on a few dates. So far at that point, we already got on a few dates, but we went on a date. In the very beginning of February, he came to visit me for like a week or something. Maybe not a week, it was like a few days, but he came to visit me and then he left. But before he left, he was like, I'll come back for Valentine's Day. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'll see you on Valentine's Day then. So I came back, we went on a date. I was expecting my period. So like, and we were going somewhere that was far from home, so I definitely did not want to start bleeding on my date. So I brought a tampon. And we ended up hanging out in his car. It started snowing. We talked. I started bleeding a little bit, so I was like, okay, I got my period, great. But it only lasted a day, so that hinted to me that something was going on because I didn't get my period. So I waited a few weeks to get it, and all of February I didn't get it. So that was my implantation bleeding. I had that already. So I'm assuming I conceived in the very beginning of February, and of course it takes a few weeks for it to actually form. By March, I kept saying I really just had a feeling that I was pregnant. I didn't really know why, and you know, I wasn't really keeping super track of my period and how like light it was. I didn't even really take that into very much consideration because I had taken the Depo shot before in the past and it has fucked up my period. It's made it like kind of off and light and not a full 7 days or something like that. So I wasn't really sure if that's what it was, but I just had a feeling that something was off. I didn't feel like myself. And so, and at that time I had been living with my best friend, Aaron. And at the time, that day, he and his mom were out running some errands, and I was just at home because I wasn't ready yet, and I was going to get ready for work and stuff, but I was just so jumbled in this thought, like, that something was going on, that I was pregnant or something, and I had so much anxiety, so, you know, I called my work, and I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it today. I'm just, like, going through some personal stuff right now, and I ended up talking to Mary, who is a nurse, and she works with people in home. She's an in-home nurse, and she was there where I had been living at the time because my best friend's dad has Huntington's, which if you guys don't know about it, it's a disease that deteriorates your brain and your body and slowly just kills you, and it's really, really hard. So he's in a situation where he needs care at all times. So a nurse would come in, and I talked to her about it. And she had been trying to get pregnant for a while, so she had a test in her car. At the time, I just started my job, so I didn't have money for one. So she's like, I'll give you a test. We'll see what it says. And she's Nigerian, so she's like, oh, okay, let's go see. She had a little accent. And so she gave me the test. I went in the bathroom, and I had told Josiah that she had one and that I was going to take one. So I took a picture of it before I had peed on it. And he said, what does it say? And I was like, I didn't take it yet because I'm really nervous to take it to find out. So I took it, and of course it came back positive, and my heart starts racing, my hands started shaking, and I was just like ultimately excited. And I showed Mary, and I was like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? She was like, you're pregnant. Fuck. So I called him, and I was like, it came back positive. And he wasn't mad or happy or anything like that. He was just shocked. He was like, basically he told me he was going to call me back and that he just needed a second. So that made me a little worried, but I mean, I can't blame him. He was shocked. So, at that point, I hadn't even met his mom yet, which really, really sucks. We had just started dating, like things were like just starting to flourish between me and him, so meeting his mom wasn't really something that was necessary. But since that happened, he said, well, let's just find out if you're pregnant for sure. I'm gonna come down. So he came down to see me a few days later, and March 13th we took 2 more tests that said positive, 2 to 3 weeks pregnant, by Clearblue. He just hugged me, and we got a hotel, and that's where we took the test, and we just kind of laid down and cuddled for the rest of the night and just like talked. And it was still really like, I still had like butterflies when I'd see him, because it was only like, we hadn't even seen each other as many times as I can count on my toes and fingers. Like it hasn't been a long time of us talking at all, so it still kind of felt a little like funny to sleep with him and stuff. But we did it anyway. We just kind of like tried to relax, and he was taking it in more because he felt like he had more reassurance that I was. And so a few weeks later, I had scheduled an appointment. Either they were booked or they just wanted to make sure that my baby would have a strong heartbeat. But a few weeks later, almost a month later, they scheduled my first ultrasound, which seemed a little late to me, but that was the 3rd time that he came back. He came back for that, and we went to the appointment and fully verified that I was pregnant, and we got the pictures, saw the heartbeat, and that was a huge day for us. I was so excited. I could not wait, and she was so tiny, and he was hoping for a boy, and I was kind of too. I just felt like I was meant to have a boy, but I didn't. That's okay. I really don't care. That's how I found out that I was pregnant. And when I had told my sister, she was excited. She gave me like the rundown of how hard it was and stuff, because she had just had her baby. Her baby must have been 6. Well, I want to say maybe like 8 months. She was maybe 8-9 months when I found out. So she was still like, it was still fresh for her. So she had a lot to say about it, but she was excited. Unfortunately, I feel like I can't remember my parents' reaction. I don't know if that's with everybody, but for some reason, like, the thought of me telling them is just a blur. And I know they weren't upset or anything. I just can't remember an initial reaction from them. Once I got the ultrasound and I was about 9 weeks, I think I went to meet his mom. I also met his brother at the time too, and eventually his other brother, and I had to. So that was intense because it was their first time meeting me, their first impression, and I was already pregnant. But his mom didn't know that I was pregnant yet. We had hung out. We decided to go to this amazing restaurant she paid, and it was really nice, and we had a really good time. And my first impression of them were that his sister and his mom were just super nice, just kind people, which is okay. They're pure. So, you know, that was my first impression anyway. And so he took me home, and we kind of just sat in the parking lot and talked about the night and stuff. And he was like, well, I'm going to go back. It was like 10:30. He said he was going to go back and talk to them and, you know, tell them. So the same day that they met me is the same day that they found out, but I was not there. So I wasn't really able to see their reaction, but from what I know, his family is very, his family took it seriously that, you know, marriage was the first step and things like that. So we were both pretty nervous, I guess. But for the most part, everyone has been pretty okay with it. No one really has said much to us about it. You know, there wasn't really a huge dramatic thing for the most part. And his sister just said, like, you know, we love you, and it ended up being okay. I did recently reach out to his mom because I said, you know, we haven't really talked. And I am still pregnant, and, you know, whether he and I are together or not, I still want to catch up. So I'm going to go there this week, and we're just going to talk about everything that's been going on. Maybe she can explain some things, like why he's acting the way he does, or if he's done this kind of thing before, or if it's just how he is, because I'm sick of thinking that I'm doing something wrong, when it could just genuinely be that he sucks at handling things. So that's what's going on. But I did want to mention really quick, seriously, you guys should follow me on Facebook, and maybe even Instagram. I'll link both of those below, or just, you know, tell you the names to both of them. Because I post a lot of pictures of my bump, and I know that a lot of people like to see that the most. And I kind of forget to do that, and my camera kind of sucks too. So I feel like you guys could get a better view there. And also, if anything is going on, that's where most of my updates will be too. So, yeah. So that's pretty much all that's going on. I'm just going to take it easy, hopefully get this job. Hopefully Josiah takes a fucking chill pill, and I will chat with you guys soon, and thank you guys for watching.